Good morning. Welcome to another the Underrated Men's Breakfast Fellowship live. Yeah, we gonna talk about sports heroes. Yes, men. What's your sports heroes? So we gonna have a little fun. Yes, we are. But I might do a commentary. It depends how many men that's going to come. But anyway, welcome to my channel, The Underrated Dog. This is your truth, the number one grinder. One of the best kept secrets on YouTube. The best of the business. Be putting it down. And read this off. Come and join real conversation with the number one grinder. Us as the righteous ones individually. Let's make a change within ourselves and genuine being there for each other. We all we got. Remember that we all we got, yo. We have to understand that we all we got. This is the Underrated Men's Breakfast Fellowship Live. After the intro, let's do this.
But y'all thought y'all wasn't gonna see me? I'm the Osiris of this shit.
Check this out.
Perfect.
Champion. The way of the warrior. Champion eyes. Get back up. My spirit cries.
But you're a well-rounded warrior. You keep on fighting. That's what I am. Well-rounded warrior. I say for me, I've been passed over with my family, my fans, so-called family, some so-called family members, some friends, and etc. Pass over me. They feel that I'm not even there, and I used to accept it as I'm gonna prove something to you. Nah, that I have to understand when I get older is what I am. And I have to understand that when I'm moving of a certain space of my life, to strive to do better, not that many people is going to understand your vision. Not many people is refused to understand the growth of your vision, of your self-vision. The growth of your vision help some. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. This is another the Underrated Men's Breakfast Fellowship Live. So let me introduce the one and only Brother Sheed in the building. Good morning to you. Peace to you and your family. Hello?
What's going on, Underrated? I just had a call, broke it up. But what's going on, man?
I'm all right, man. How you feel, brother?
Oh, I feel good, man. Work, doing little things in between. Life good.
Yeah, man. I do some laundry and stuff. I said, whoa, I gotta do some laundry. So it's gonna smell right. But that's done and everything. But we go. Well, what I'm gonna do. It depends how many men is gonna be on the panel. We gonna have fun, but along the way, I'm see how many men that's gonna be on the panel. I do gonna do a little commentary of certain things that are seen that we should they need to think about as men. But today, we're gonna live it up right now. This morning, we're gonna talk about men sports heroes. What's your favorite? Why they inspire you? And I feel that's very important because we got to still be in touch with our masculinity and stuff. Just sometimes we talk. I'm not saying nothing wrong talk about politics and nothing wrong talking about women and stuff, but we gotta live it up a little bit. We gotta be in touch with our own masculinity. You know, sometimes we need to go back to understand that these are the people that men that inspire us. These are men that makes us who we are, who we become to be. So we're gonna talk about sports heroes today. I mean, this morning. All right. So what's yours?
Believe it or not, it was Warren Sapp, man. I always stood by Warren
Mm,
Sapp. Warren Sapp was a, you know, real good guy in my book. I like the Bucks just because he played. Falcons my team, but the when I was a kid, I stayed on the West Coast, so I was a big Raiders fan. And when I moved over here, I think I was about 5 or 6 or so, about 6, yeah. And so I became a Falcon fan, you know. But yeah, Warren Sapp, I like his hard work, dedication to the sport. You know how he played, and as I got older, because football was my sport, and I started looking into basketball. I like Jordan. Jordan was good. He was one of the ones that stood out to me over Iverson and everybody else. But when Kobe came, like his dedication to the sport was like no other, you
mm-hmm,
know. And to this day, I don't know too many other players that match his dedication. You know, he was
mm-hmm.
he was made for the game. To be honest, it's almost like he should be on the logo, man. No,
Yeah,
no, no, no shite to Jerry, but he put in the work. He put in the work.
got you. Um, yeah. JB, he said UFC fighters. No, yeah. Yeah. It's got to be one, man. We can do
Yeah.
groups now. Now, the thumbnail that you see is one of the teams of the Negro League, and why I put them because they inspired me so much. These are the ones that the major leagues did not want to put in back in the night back in the late 1800s and they're going the early 1900s. They was discriminated in every way for decades, and and I want to talk about them maybe a little later on and everything. These are strong men. They was a hardly getting paid nothing, but our community had rallied with them. A lot of probably few greats that came out the Negro Leagues went on to be also great in the major leagues. You got the late great Jackie Robinson. Okay, I got you, she say sleep. Salute to you. You got Jackie Robinson. You got Satchel Paige. You got the late great Satchel Paige. I'm sorry. The late great Jackie Robinson. The late great Hank Aaron. And the late great Larry Doby. Now, people say, why you say Larry Doby? Larry Doby was the first black man that played in the American League. He was a pretty good player, but he was very important also too at that time. And in the veterans committee finally um got him to the Hall of Fame before he passed away, I believe, in 1997. So the late great Larry Doby, we need to put some respect in there. He was the first black man was in the American League. Jackie Robinson was the first also in the major leagues. But I need to drop some jewels on y'all that some of your men don't know, even women. All right, you got Sweetwater Clifton. Sweetwater Clifton was the first black player in the NBA back in the 1950s. He was playing the New York Knicks. Okay, New York Knicks. That's what New York Knicks. It's one of the landmark franchise. All right. Y'all see us men. We need to resonate with these past heroes. All right. These are men. These are men playing in trying times, and in their own way, they had lifted us as men. Not just our people, but us as men. Okay? So we're gonna talk about men heroes. Okay? So we're gonna wait, while me and Brother She is talking and everything. You got any more, Brother She?
Well, if I'm gonna go UFC, Anderson Silva, I mean, that
Can't go
guy,
wrong there. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Mhm.
you know, you got all the other guys, Chuck and everybody else, but Anderson stood the test of time,
Mm-hmm.
champ after champ, you know, fastest knockouts. I mean, he did it all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then also, too, he participated in the boxing match, I believe, like maybe almost a month and a half ago, and he beat Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Hmm.
Yes, yes, he did. So, all right, go, Professor. If you want to get on, you'd be more than welcome. You can please. If you want to, be more than happy. We are. This is. I should have put special, but they won't. Sure, they won't let me because it'd be like over 100 characters. I ain't gonna deal with that. So, but what we gonna live it up a little bit. I want y'all to tell people what's your favorite man's hero and why they inspire you to who you are. It's you stick to sports. And we probably most likely in the near future I'll probably do political and stuff education. It depends. So, but we're gonna stick to sports because I want to live it up a little bit and stuff like that. I said for me, one of them, I got quite a few, but I'm gonna pick the late great Hank Aaron. Now I'm gonna tell people why the late great Hank Aaron is not just he hit home runs and everything, but he was a very intelligent individual. He had paved the way in his own way, so the average African American player did not have to go through things that he should. He was very outspoken of injustices in a certain time, and he was a pretty good right fielder too. A lot of people don't know he had quite a few putouts in his career. You know what I'm saying? Very, know the game well. If he can steal a base, he can steal a base. He not running. He could run the ball down and see like people like, oh yeah, he's not flashy, but he has speed. Hank was a well-rounded player, and also he's the first player in Major League history, I believe, after 30, he hit 235 home runs more. That a lot of people don't know. Never, I think he never hit 50, but he been consistent. So we put some respect on his name. I'm telling you, they get in the top. They get, I believe, in the top 10 and put us a right field, if I'm not mistaken. But y'all can look it up. I was like, wow, I didn't know how to do that. But and also he was when he was living, I think he was part of the RBI program that was help more African Americans to come into baseball, but come to find out, then they didn't want to push it, and that's when we see like other brothers for the Latin countries was coming in, but they did not put the same effort to recruit African American players throughout the years and stuff like that. I might do a story on that and everything. So That's my take. Go ahead, Brushy.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy you say that. I got two cousins now. They one of them graduated. Well, actually both of them graduated, went to college, and one of them actually just dropped out because he got a career in music. And the other brother, he went to college, tried out for the team, wasn't doing so well, so he ended up just dropping out of baseball. But the dad had him so caught up in it, like he ended up getting, I forgot the player's name. He was a well-known player. He runs a camp down here in Atlanta, and this guy multiple scholarship for kids, multiple scholarships, and he runs it up. I think in Gwinnett area,
Mm-hmm.
predominantly mixed crowd, but and for the most part, all the kids he put in play, they all get scholarships. They
Mm-hmm.
and it's crazy. That was the biggest push. A lot of people they push their kids into that league because that's where the money's at. But a lot of them are not being pulled out the community. You're right. You know, that's like one of the troublesome things. To put all that time and energy and work hard at it to not even get picked. You know, and the
Mm-hmm.
talent is there, but it
Right.
just it's segregated.
Mm-hmm. And go more on your point though.
Yeah.
And go more on your point though too. That's why you find a lot of kids, especially like young black man, is going into football and basketball because the major leagues refuse to understand there's talent in our communities. And so that's and I think that's also is hurting baseball because it's not enough diversity. Because you got to think about when the major league was formed, it was nothing but white people, nothing but whites. Then they stopped letting not letting, but then that's when the blacks start coming in the picture. Excuse me, of the late great Jackie Robinson. Then you see like other Latin players follow the late great Roberto Clemente, Oscar Silveira, and others and stuff. And but what's so troublesome about me is not I'm not picking on our Spanish brothers. Y'all fail to understand that we paid the way for y'all, and y'all made an impact, and we respect that. And that is troublesome too. That also, I forgot about the great Willie Mays too. Also come from the Negro Leagues. One the best all around too. You know what Willie Mays can do. Bonnie Rose, thank you so much for coming. Appreciate you. So again, we want to celebrate our men heroes and inspire. Okay, it could be any sport. Okay, so you can go, she.
Yeah, but like I said, when it come down to it, as far as the kids getting into different sports, it's kind of hard when you're trying to develop that, in them kids due to the situation with the schools and the way the coaching, basketball, football, more like the prone sports. I mean, because look how I represented one of the two major sports I talked about first was football with Warren
Mm-hmm,
Sapp, Kobe with
mm-hmm,
basketball.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Those are more celebrated in our community. My son, he's Jamaican, part Jamaican, so he he pretty much, like the Wiscom soccer. So that was his thing.
Mm-hmm,
Soccer is his thing, and he loves soccer. So when it comes down to it, depends on you from the islands. Sometimes soccer's good for those kids, but
mm-hmm.
it's not really heavily pushed in our community with our kids.
No, it's not. And then I know people is gonna say something that Honeycomb, good morning to you. Sister Honeycomb and Sister Bonnie Rose, thanks for coming. Good morning. And then see them they pushing soccer as you know all around the country, but you notice that they not really pushing like what us in it, you know?
Yeah,
They
Yeah,
really not, and I think that I want to really talk about this, especially like you as a father and everything. I think that's a legit topic we should talk about one day on the men's show. What do you think about? You think we should?
yeah, that's true. Cause I mean, like I said, when it comes down to it, you know, we don't get that much representation in certain sports,
Mm-hmm.
and basically it's all through the way that the media portrays us, the way that media portrays certain sports aspects for certain people. They
Mm-hmm.
give them more leeway than us, so
Mm-hmm.
we're forced to get the crumbs. My sons, I'm actually gonna be putting them in soccer, because their brother was so good at it. My
Mm-hmm.
younger sons, they want to get into it,
Okay.
and I'm gonna see where it goes from there.
Yeah. So before we continue, could I get an okay on the underrated darkness channel that we could meet up one day? I mean, not meet up, but I mean we can talk to each other on the phone one day, and you could be my special guest, and we could talk about it little by little. We add like man to the panel. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Okay.
We
Well, I'm
can we
gonna
can make
touch.
it like a step up,
Yeah.
men stepping up challenge.
Yeah. I think that's what we're gonna do. I don't know if we're gonna do on the men's Breakfast Fellowship lot or men's or under men's talk. But I think I'm gonna probably think about probably do like in maybe at nighttime, so the men could gradually come on, and we got because these are matters we got to talk about. Also in baseball too, so we got to talk about. And you don't have to be a father to really talk about this. This is really declining, and also we're going to talk. Also, we're going to talk about a declining of leadership of esports too, the ownership of each team, each sport, and everything. And I think that is a red that the like going what brother she is talking about. Excuse me. We have to talk about the lack of, and I think that in this spaces this have to be talked about because if we don't see ourselves important, what makes you think that the younger black boy gonna say? Yeah, they see us playing this stuff, but they want to see us make decisions to better for them. So I think it's very important. So we me and she gonna bump our heads, and then I'm gonna throw a little something in there. So watch out for that in the near future. My hero, I got quite a few in basketball, but I say Will Chamberlain. I said Karina Dujabar and Oscar Robertson. I think Oscar Robertson is. I mean, they're great. Let me say, all of them are great. So, but those are the ones that have made an impact for me because they stand the test of times. You got Karina Dujabar, won 6 titles, and plus he had 6 MVPs. You know, he at first he was an all around. He was an all time scoring record. I mean, he broke Will Chamberlain record, I believe, in '89. And but Will Chamberlain, y'all need to look him up. He got so much records, it's crazy. And also, so that's for the basketball. Football. I said Walter Payton, the late great Walter Payton. I'm gonna say my my favorite college football team, the Hurricanes, Miami Hurricane. I'm talking about when they started the dynasty. I say that.
Yeah, the Hurricanes had a good good team. Yeah, that dynasty. Yeah, and all the basketball players you name. Hold on.
Mhm. Yeah. So again, welcome to my channel, Underrated Darkness. Y'all's truly the number one grinder. This is the underrated men's breakfast fellowship live. All right, go Professor Tony Ask, Deion Sanders, Jack Johnson, Muhammad Ali, Art Ash, Art Nash. Bo Jackson, Tiger Woods, Jim Kelly. Yeah, that's a nice list right there. God Nollywood. Okay, no problem. It's always the next time, bro. Always next time. This might be a part two. Come through. This might be a part two. So no problem, bro. Um, yeah, and let me see what who else. All time great soccer player, Pele. Dang, he ain't gonna get none of them. Tenet is Arthur Ashe. It's not just he playing, but what he stood up for the justices. So the late great Arthur Ashe. I'm sorry. Um, so let me say I can go on. I can really go on. Um, and also the Negro League period. They're all heroes to me. They're all heroes to me. So I said shout out to the late the Negro leagues in the past, the great ones, all of them, the ones the famous and not so famous. We want to thank you. Matter of fact, I'm going to dedicate this live to the Negro leagues. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. That's what I'm gonna do. Put the thumbnail on them. Why not? We want to thank you to make the way for us. We want to thank you to stand up for your masculinity of those trying times, impossible times that you did. Even society back then treat you like garbage, but you stand up as a man. And we appreciate that. And we should never, any man out here, we should never ever forget that. Want to thank you. So I'm dedicating this live to Negro leaders. Maybe society want to forget about you. They want to say little, snipe points here and there. But on this channel, nah, we're gonna acknowledge you. Want to thank you. Want to thank you for to our grandfathers, our great grandfathers, our uncles and nieces. I mean not nieces. I mean nephews and stuff. We want to thank you. Even you was going through times, but they were, but you put a smile on their face, and then when they could get home and they felt proud as a man. We want to thank you so much. All right, go ahead, brother Sheep.
No, I was just, and a lot of times we don't understand. A lot of those players, they really wasn't getting no money for doing it. They just love the
No.
sport.
Mm-hmm.
They really love the sport. Then in the height of, the biggest civil rights era, to the point where, you was always profiled and racially treated, couldn't stay in the hotels that you wanted to stay in, let alone finding just neighbors and just random black people that you can stay at their house, you know, that
Uh-huh.
can work with you. It's hard to trust people nowadays. Back in the day, that's how it was. You would come to an area, you will see a black guy, you will sit down and talk with him, and you almost became relatives to where you can
Mm-hmm.
go to their houses, and that's how they travel in groups,
Mm-hmm.
work with each other because there was no one there. You like nowadays you got
Mm-hmm.
coordinators that handle all this stuff for you. All you have to do is just show up for the game. You don't have to make sure you got your equipment. Those guys are responsible for their own equipment and everything. Like it was rough doing that, but they did it for the love of the sport. And a lot of guys don't understand that. They put their life on the line just for the love of the sport. So they were the true heroes, man. You know, and it goes unnoticed, I think, sometimes with most people in the community because we're so used to this ready-made society to where you open the fridge, you got all your food, pop things in the microwave, have it instant.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody remembers the hard times. Back in the day, that was the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
When you were young, when kids were younger, it was hard times. The parents didn't have a lot of money to do things. As you got
Mm-hmm.
older, you start making money and doing things. That's when the hard times were easy. So those Negro League baseball players, they had a hard time living, and some of them even had families. But like I said, going back to it, they loved the sport so much they dedicated themselves. And then when they started picking people for the majors and minors, it was more for them. It was like a reward for them to play more harder and better because they might get picked. So those
Mm-hmm.
were the true legends back in the day.
Yeah, it's true. And go more on your point though too. Throughout the years, when they was playing them All Star leagues against the major, majority of them they beat them, and they were still getting discriminated. They still wouldn't get no money. And then plus the why nobody want to talk about them, you know. And we have to put some respect. And then even though while they was traveling, the little money they was getting, they still got to send that money home to their family. They have to pay other expenses. They it was I mean that they certain towns they couldn't even use the bathroom. They couldn't even eat, y'all. So that means like along the way they have to stay at different people's houses throughout the South just to get a full course meal. That sometimes they've been hungry for hours. But they have to leave at a certain time because they don't want to cause no problems. Wasn't no hotels was taking them back then. And we didn't hardly own no hotels. Excuse me, but the hotels that we own, those like room and board. You carry their company, so they're copying over there, and then they so here and over there.
Those were the equivalent to like an Airbnb that we have now. That's where a lot of those bed and breakfasts came about. Because of the hotel situation, it was
Mm-hmm.
more comforting for people in the community. And that's why family was so big. When those
Mm-hmm.
players go, they had family members in those towns. They had other people who were on the team had family, so it was more of a support system.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I like how you always talk about this men talk and supporting the men, because that was the coalition. The men were working with each other. Those leagues wouldn't work without those men putting forth that
Mm-hmm.
effort to deal with each other, working with family members, working with friends, inviting strangers in your home.
Mm-hmm. You know what, Sheila, and I want to bring this up to you, and I want to announce you on this. I was already planning that I was going to do this, and then I was going to do freelance that I sometimes always do. But I thought about you, all jokes aside. I thought about you when I remember you was talking about your family and talking about the kids. I remember you was go professor was like talking about his father, their father. And then I was talking about Chief Stacey was talking about his family and others. Then I was talking about my experience. And I thought about like, man, I thought I said, us man, we need to get together. We need to be more accountable. So I had it in some of the men in here, as you was hearing lately. But at the same time, I did like this. I said, you know what? Out of all this anger that I had in this space lately for a while, let me tone it down. Let me acknowledge. Let me ask the men. Let me ask them, what's your sport? What's your men's sport here? Why they inspired you? Why we have to make sure that we got to keep their memory going, even the ones that passed away, and even now. And I was going through the thumbnail, and I said, man, I want to. I said, you know what? Boom. Negro leaves. And that's when, yeah, I want to I want to go back. I want us to have fun. I want us to have fun. Let's talk. What's your memory? What's your memory when you was a little kid when you watched that per dad spy? That's what I want. You go ahead, she.
I'm gonna say this, man. After looking, like I say, I was a Raiders fan when I was a kid. So
Mm-hmm.
looking at those games, and don't let you just get a football and it ain't Christmas. Christmas is even better to get stuff like that, but just randomly getting them and going outside playing with your friends and brothers or family members, man, that was the thing. Didn't even know how to stand. All you knew, you could mimic the players, man. That was the like joy of being a child. You know, I always tell my kids, and other people, don't let them kids grow up too early, man, because they're gonna lose all the fun. Because when you
Mm-hmm.
become a grown adult, paying bills and you're in the rat race, you
Uh-huh.
lose track of time.
Yep.
When you're having fun, you lose even more track of time. That's the good part of losing time. The bad part of losing time is you're sitting here getting older. Time is going by. You're not really having so much fun as you used to because you focus on the aspect of being paying for bills and providing,
Yeah.
but that joy as a child getting into sports, and just running around having fun. Before you know it, the lights are like the street lights on. Remember that? Remember how I used to come
Mm-hmm.
home when the street lights came on? Kids
Yeah.
don't know about that, man. They
Mm-hmm.
forgetting about that stuff, man, because it's a pastime, just like baseball, man. It's a pastime.
Yeah. And you remember when you used to watch TV, we see our greats that live in our community, that play with us, that mentor us and everything. You remember that, bro? You maybe used to see
Yeah,
that?
yeah, man.
And
You know,
even like we turn like the fire extinguisher on, and then we just like play when we was like hot, it's all right back then, and then we used to have the block party picnics. The man used to cook and all that, used to set everything up, and then they used to play stickball, handball. Stickball and run around and stuff. And they say, "Come here, I want to talk to you about something." And you hear stories how they overcome and all that. And then it's like I'm not saying that it wasn't all that good either. No, it wasn't. But I miss those times, bro. I miss those times
yeah,
because they protect us, you know, and they let us know why it's so important to be a man. Why it's so important to make sure when you grown up to take on responsibility. You
yeah,
know.
yeah. Those were the days, man. That's that's why I always talk about being in this space. It has its ups and downs because you know the guys we should be in this space focus on like we do it now about the sports, how we talk about certain aspects in the space to provide some clarity on life.
Mm-hmm.
I we should be having so many guys over here just in general, just talking about a plethora of sports, dealing with good topics, man, making you feel good about yourself, being elevated, you know, like those are things that men do. We talk about sports, man. We talk about, what I'm saying, girls, you know, but mainly we do man stuff, just willing and dealing, man. Talking about life, talking about cars, man. When was the last time somebody had a conversation about cars like they favorite fastest cars,
Yeah,
supercars, all
exactly.
that. Like this is
Right.
man stuff,
Right.
you know?
And go more on your point. We could talk about that right now because a lot of our heroes have nice cars.
Yeah,
Nice cars. We could talk about that.
yeah. Shaq had to get a custom. Shaq had to get a custom Ferrari if he wanted one. You know,
Right.
all those players, man, they get custom cars because they are so big. You know, they used to drive them Gran Torinos and you know all those big huge cars back in the day because they were so tall they couldn't fit in them Ferraris, man. Legs all in the air. You know, those Ferraris were made for little short Italian guys back in the day. I mean, those were they were making the cars for. It was a custom fit. You know, then they started realizing they was like, man, all these big guys want to buy our cars too. They had to
Hmm.
start making them bigger.
Yeah.
You know,
You remember Walt Clyde Frazier?
who was that?
Walt Clyde Frazier. You remember him?
No, I don't remember him.
Walt Clyde Frazier. Um, he was a New York legend, New York Knicks legend. He won the he first got drafted in '67.
Hmm.
Then most of the career he did play for the Knicks. Then he got in his twilight of his career he played for Cleveland. Then he came back to the Knicks and retired. But if you see him, he was ahead of his time. Could dress. I'm talking any kind of hat, mink coats, and all that. Walt Clyde Frazier. Oh my goodness. You see him like, wow. Man, everybody want to be Walt Clyde Frazier. Well, go. He was all-time great. You know, he won help the Knicks won the title in 1970 and 73. Oh, all-time great, man. He was ahead of his time style. Oh my goodness. Very smart, articulate and stuff like that. But see, the how I say this. I'm gonna say it nicely because I was going to really go. But our heroes back then, they was part of the community. You know what I'm saying? Because they know the importance. But our man heroes right now, they are very out of touch of our people. You know?
Yeah,
And I have to say this too. A lot of them was coming up. They came from a two-parent household too. So they were socially connected. So family was really pushing back then.
yeah.
Community was really pushing back then. That is not right now.
A wife and kid was the norm. You know,
Hmm.
you wouldn't expect a father not to be in the house back in the day. You know, that was just like, where your daddy at? You know, my daddy don't stay with us. What? Where your mom at? You know, you would have to literally almost be an orphan to be a little kid running around back in the day without a dad. And as time went on, you know, around my mom's generation, that's when that started happening to where they would say, well, you know, take care of the kid and you know, we're gonna go from there. But that was not the norm back in the day. You could not run around without a father, you know. That's why a lot of, you know, situations. Sometimes you can't blame the women, you know, because some of the guys they do things as well, and you can't
Definitely.
blame the men because sometimes the women do things. But just in the whole totality of it, you know, the family was the franchise in the community. You know,
Hmm.
when you knew a father was there, he was the one to talk to. You know,
Hmm.
when it came down to it, even when in school, the teacher would always recommend, I'm calling your dad. You know,
Hmm.
it's not a sense that the mom wasn't a disciplinary and she couldn't get things right, but it was that was the norm. Having your
Hmm.
dad there, that was the norm. I'm calling your father, you know, and you would always get those kids, no, 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 please, no, 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 don't do it.
Yeah.
You know,
Hmm.
we are
Yeah.
we know how that was, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah. I remember. Let me tell you. I mean, we can get subject. We gonna get back to the subject. I remember. It was one time I was like, Dad, you might have to come to school. He said, Boy, what you did now, man? Because I was like, it's our history. He said, boy, what you did now? I said, I'm just letting you know I read about Malcolm X and I wrote about it and they said they said no I did a book report, but since the teacher said if I could do another book report I would get graded for that too. So I did Malcolm X, right? I really pissed this white teacher. She was a black white woman I mean. So you know what I did? You know what I did a book report about? Dr. Betty Shabazz, the late great Dr. Betty Shabazz. But she said, right, what do I want, right? It was Black History. So I wrote about to her like, he said, okay. I said, I warned them. So it was like other people, they was calling their father, oh, please don't call, please don't do it. Well, you better tell me the truth and stuff. Bruce, I seen the link. Check it out. See the link in your email, check it out. And so I said, call him. I already told him. Oh, he gonna beat your butt. Okay. Well, if he beat my butt, it might be something that I say, but you can call. Go beat your butt. Can't wait. So okay. We'll see about that. So I told my father when he came to, I said, boy, why you talk like that? Boy, what's wrong with you, boy? Boy, what's wrong with you? He said, what's the next period? I said, go gym. You cannot play ball in the gym. Okay. Now I don't care anyway. Cause I was going, I was going to leave anyway. You know what I'm saying? My motherfucker will pick me up anyway, and I was going to my grandma's house anyway. So I don't care. So the thing about this that when he came up there, he's like, okay. So my mom said, but my wife. I said, no, I don't want mom. She said, okay. But just says, okay. My late father's first name was Herschel. So I Herschel Handwood. That was it. So okay, you asked the young man to write about what you want, right? Yeah, but it's Black History, right? So what do you want him to do? You want him to write about a white woman? No. This is Black History, right? What you expect to do? I know you punished him and everything. Well, I told him in gym, he don't have to play no ball. So me and mom's gonna wait for him, and then we gonna come back, pick him up. He going to grandma's house. I punished him. He don't have to play ball. He said, "You fine with that?" I said, "I don't care." I said, "I could play ball at grandma's." Said, yeah, you can play ball at grandma's house. See, at that time I was in school. I didn't really have many friends anyway, so it wasn't. Whoops. I said, I said there. I said, okay, beep. Put my clothes on. That was it. Black. Then white t-shirt. White t-shirt. But the thing what I'm meaning to talk about is our heroes. And you got to stick to your gun. You hear what I'm saying? You cannot let them tell you what to do and stuff. And it is these man heroes we talking about in sport. They didn't tell them. They didn't how they listen to nobody. They listen how they feel. They act on it and they stand on for what's right. Their masculinity was strong. And the people that Brother Sheed has mentioned, if you notice one thing, what the men that he mentioned, they had strong masculinity and they stuck on their principles, and that's why they make them great. The ones that I mentioned, same thing. And that is missing outside the space and inside the space. And even the ones that Brother Go Professor has mentioned, Brother Chief, he was absolutely right. We should be a lot more men come be in here because this is us. This is us. But like some of y'all don't want to talk about the same thing. But on them, we're gonna keep it moving. Bruce goes. I want you to type in which sports male figure that inspire you. You can go ahead, Brother Sheep. If you're still there. If not, if not, I keep on going. Welcome to my channel, the Underrated Darkness. Yours truly, the number one grinder. We on another another underrated men's breakfast fellowship live, and we got my brother Sheed right here, and then the others in there. And then the women. Please tell us in the chat who is your favorite male figure. Who is your favorite male figure in the chat? Oh, let me see. Let me see what's up. Okay, brother Sheed. He said he'd be back in 5 minutes. So, whew, so for me, I just talk about me. I talk about what I do. Sports male figures. I love the late. I mean, not then. Jim Brown. Okay. Jim Brown. The late great Deacon Jones. He the one who coined the sack. I think 67, 60. I think he had 25 sacks. Muhammad Ali. Can't go wrong with that, bro. Can't go wrong with that. All time great. PG Dog, what's good? Salute to you. Deacon Jones, man, he had over 200 sacks in his career. Then it finally, I think the late great Reggie White, he broke it. I think 200. And then you got what's the defensive end? Bruce Smith, the um Buffalo Bills legend. He went up. Billy Mays can't go right. Yeah. Willie Mays. Yeah, we was talking about him too. PG. Um, the great. I said the great Bruce Smith, um, Buffalo Bills legend. He went on and broke that too. So he came from the college of Virginia Tech, and I think the late great Deacon. Lake Deacon Joe, what college he came from? I believe was South Carolina. Yeah, I believe South Carolina he came from. But Deacon Jones, man, woo, ruthless. I have to believe was for me, he was well-rounded defensive end too. You know, back then, Los Angeles Rams, they from four was nothing to play with back in the '60s. But I feel that I think they didn't win. I feel they didn't win because they didn't have enough offense. If they defense, I said they defense. Would they put a Green Bay offense? Oh, they would have won championship. There's no ifs. Oh, excuse me, there were no ifs and buts about it. Oh, no. So I think for them, the late great Gary Sayers, NFL great. One time he scored 6 touchdowns. Um, y'all go ahead, y'all in the chat. I want you to engage. Um, Thomas Hearns, boxing. The Mongoose, the late great Archie Moore, the Mongoose, the late great Joe Frazier, boxing. Who else? Got a whole lot. Roberto Duran, Salvador Sanchez, the late great Salvador Sanchez, the late great Alexis Arguello, the late great Aaron the Hawk, Emmanuel Stewart, the trainer. Um, then baseball, the late great Lou Brock. The late great Bob Gibson. He was on them terrific St. Louis Cardinal teams back in the late '60s. Joey the Serpent, salute to you. Thank you very much. And the ones who come here, the men's channel is all about your favorite men's sports heroes. Men's sport heroes that inspire you. That's the topic. All right? Um, yeah, so it's quite a few the late great Jesse Owens that practically dominated the 1932 Olympics. Yeah. He dominated. He smashed the Nazi race. Defeated him almost by himself. And the one that came in second, his last name is Metcalf. He came in second. A lot of people don't mention it, but he came in second. The majority of the races that when they wrote that they were back in 1932 Olympics, he went on to form the in politics the Black and Hispanic Caucus. He was co-founded by I think he was co-founded by it was a black congresswoman, but he co-started. Yeah. Though he don't get credit deserved. He passed away in 1977. He did pretty good in Chicago politics and stuff. So shout out to his last name is McCall, but he came in second. We cannot forget Bill Russell. Bill Russell, I believe he won in high school. He was the best winner ever. He won in high school, 55, 56. He won back-to-back national championships with the San Francisco Dons. 56, he helped got gold for the for the basketball team that represented the United States. He got in 1956. Then in 58, got traded then to the Celtics because it was another somebody that owned his own rights. Then the Celtics got him. Then they won in 58. And I think he lost in 59, something like that. To somebody, I think St. Louis Royals, something like that. I forgot. But then they went on, he went on, Celtics went on and won back-to-back titles. And the great Bill Russell. And then after that, we read all back, retired back in 66. Then like 3 years later, they sent him away. When I told them to send him away, the team played real hard to make sure they won the title from the Lakers in 69. So he retired. So he came in. He came in as a winner. He walked out as a winner. And he won his last NBA championship. He was a player coach back in 1969. Like I said, Mr. Will Chamberlain. Will Chamberlain, in 1 year, I believe in 67 or 68, he led the league in assists. Did a lot of things. Great, didn't win that many championships, but what the late great Will Chamberlain could do. Tell you. Very skilled, very smart. Never fouled out in the game either. Never fouled out. Okay. Thanks for coming, Honeycomb. Thanks for coming. So, but she said he gonna be, he should be back any minute now. And again, welcome to my channel. Already, doctor, is yours truly, the number one grinder. This is another the underrated men's breakfast fellowship live, and we are talking about men's sports heroes who inspire y'all. Here goes brother Sheep back.
Yeah, I'm back, man. Yeah, you were naming a lot of people. Jesse Owens. I remember we was talking about Mike Johnson in running track. How he
Yeah.
had held the lead, because they was talking about the young lady that did her thing with the track, and
Mhm.
she's still young. But looking at him, Mike Johnson was what 30, 34 or something. He held the title all those years, man.
Mhm.
One of the fastest
Mhm.
men running in the 100. You know.
Mhm.
Remember the gold shoes? You couldn't go nowhere without them gold shoes, man. He had the
Yeah.
gold shoes.
Yeah, he was fine with them gold shoes, and then we can't forget about Edwin Moses either.
Yeah,
Back in the 1970s, he won the most. He won the most races that time. I think over 130 something hurdles and stuff, and that is very unheard of. Edwin Moses, and then he's like a lost Jew in track and field, you know.
yeah.
And he don't talk about him. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do some. I think I'm gonna do some when I start my sports show. I'm gonna do something special by Andrew Moses, man. I think he'll do, but that's gonna be on my sports show when I start in the near future. Watch out for that, and also do women's sports. Go ahead, She.
You know more than me. I want to hear like the unheard legends. That should be the name of that stream if you're gonna do it. Called the unheard legends. Speak on all the guys that stood the test of time,
Oh, I
did
can do. We
everything
can do. I
right.
can do it right now if you want. I can give you a preview right now, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I know you got a preview. You got guys today, and I mean, you naming a lot of people off, man. I haven't heard of. It's gonna make me have to go do some research. I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
go
but
back
look,
and
look for
look at the videos.
Metcalf. Yeah, look for Metcalf. I forgot his first name. But he I believe he came in second to Jesse Owens and stuff like that. Jerry Owens, so but in his own way, he was going through hard times too. But you always hear about Jesse Owens. Let me tell you about the late great Jesse Owens too. After he win in 1932, everybody thought it was like smooth sailing. No, he still had to deal with a lot more racism, even in this country. To make money, he had to race against a horse.
Yeah,
And even the banquet they was giving him in New York City, and this back in the 50s, y'all. He brought gold home. He clean sweep in 1932. They've given him a special award, but it was like he had white friends there, so they was fighting like, what do you mean he had to go through the side of your, you give him a special banquet, you tell us we can't go to the front, we go to the front, but he got to go to the front door. And so he said, it's all right. And so what happened was he went to the front door. So what happened was this is during the time that we're going to talk about Martin Luther King. This is the time that like black nationalism was like little like coming into the picture, but really start really blowing up in the 60s. So the late great Jesse, right? Jesse Owens, he was in the blunt of that because he said we should give to America. You shouldn't do like that and everything. But what happened with the Black Nationalists, they said, look how they treat you. And even the late great Joe Lewis, he was part of that too. And then so what happened was Joe Lewis, he said, you can't do this. You gotta understand this stuff. You disrespect America like that. But Jesse always had to change of heart. I believe he wrote a book back in 1970, and he understand the time. He understand what they talking about. And so the latter part of his life, let's say in a nice way, he wants to be at the right side of history. And then he was he was revered very, very well of that. A sports hero. But look up McCaff though. You'd be surprised what he had done in the future, and then all throughout the years and the decades, you know. But yeah, he was. I believe he was the one that started the Black Caucus in Congress. This is back like in early '70s and stuff. Yeah, he don't get the credit. He don't get the credit he deserves. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna look that up because, like I said, man, it's a lot of legends that go unheard of because
yeah.
they get pushed up under the rug. They get. Um, there was a lady when not to change the subject too much, but what's her name? What's Coretta Scott? Was it? No, it wasn't Coretta Scott King. There was another.
What sports he playing?
No, no, no. I was just talking about
Oh,
just
okay.
the situation with the situation as far as changing events and stuff like that.
Mm.
I'm 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 having a brain freeze of the lady who sat on the bus. Rosa Parks. Yeah. So Rosa Parks basically she led the movement, but there was another lady that was in heat of that movement as well, but she was a single mother.
She
So
was
they wouldn't
pregnant.
let her. Yeah, I think she was pregnant to the point where they wouldn't even let her lead the movement because I think the same thing occurred to her as well. And
Uh-huh.
there's a lot of stuff in history we don't know about. Different struggles and stuff. Just talking about that. But yeah, getting back
Mhm.
to the topic. You know, remember like the days of collecting baseball cards and
Yeah,
just waiting for these sporting events to come on.
yeah.
Kids they losing this stuff because it's bad. The parents don't even get them into this.
No.
Comic book collecting, cards. Just the sports. We're talking about sports right now. All those comic book, I mean the card characters. Remember Bo Jackson, Michael Jordan,
Yeah, yeah,
Wayne Gretzky, all of them had a cartoon. It was a cartoon with them.
yeah,
Back in the early '90s, had a cartoon. Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, Bo Jackson, all the stars, sports
Mike.
guys were on the
Yeah,
cartoon.
Mike Messier and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And also, there is another name that us men and women need to put some respect on a free agency. You know who created free agency? The late great Kurt Flood that died broke.
mm,
Okay, family. The late great Kurt Flood. They trying to trade me. He said, no, you cannot trade me. I don't want to go to that team. I want to go to the team. I want to pick team that he choose. Now he was losing along the way of Supreme Court rulings back in the days, but it wasn't for him. Yeah, we would not. I'm talking about men and women of all sports. Y'all wouldn't even eat lovely of the free agency that did a black man. Kurt Flood. He played with them great St. Louis Cardinal teams back in the late 60s. And he was all right, but he was pretty good too. Excellent fielder and all that. He was hitting all right, but he was an excellent fielder. The late great Kurt Flood. I believe he passed away when he was 59. That was early. The late great Kurt Flood, man, started free agency for men and women. Okay? But we don't talk about that. Y'all need to put some respect on these people with me, brother Sheedy talking about. I'm trying to tell you, man. And let me tell you, he had to retire prematurely too to fight. And he was in the prime of his career. But some of our people was turning back on him and everything. I think Thurgood Marshall was helping him too, but it ain't but so much he could do. But that's when Thurgood Marshall he came the first Justice, first black Chief Justice back in '67. But I believe that he trying to help out them. But at that time, it was conservative. It was conservative. It wasn't really liberal. How they say it right now, brother She, but he didn't have no help. I mean, and he died broke too of fighting because he said, "No, I'm not." He said he in his heart, "I'm not a slave. I'm a man." You're not gonna just treat me like this. But see, that's how the white owners had it back then, and the sad thing about it is still right now too of all these sports. So we need to put some respect on the late great Kurt Flood, man.
I want to add to this too.
Go
How
ahead.
some of these celebrities, sports guys, mishandle their money due to improper financing with the people around them. You know,
Mm-hmm.
too many yes men, not enough men putting them in position to not only help themselves but help the family and the community around. You
Mm-hmm.
know, Jim Brown and uh, Muhammad Ali and all those guys that were in sports got together, did things for the community. Nowadays, you don't get that. You don't get that coalition of guys
Mm-hmm.
working together. You know, you might
Mm-hmm.
have one or two guys talking about it, but they're not working
Mm-hmm.
together. That
Mm-hmm.
sense of brotherhood. They depending on any differences, you can put it aside. What's interest of the people. You know, that's when it come down to the interest of the people. You know, and seeing I'm gonna spin off this real quick, but looking at
Mm-hmm.
John Henry Clark, how he passed, great educated brother, you know, loved the community, died broke because nobody wanted to donate to the cause. You know, the guy come to the events, decent with a suit on, but had holes in the suit. Shoes were,
Uh-huh.
to a certain extent. But where was the community that was reaching out? You know, a lot of those guys, they put so much into the community and get don't even hardly get that much out. Even in this space, I honestly say you, Mace, you guys should be commended. You know, there's a couple other guys, as far as uh, Black Star. I watch him, Cadillac Red, Basement Boxing, Mark Nash, Mike. I think it's Mike Jones, Mike 202. It's a lot of guys I watch your channel dealing with the boxing, just in general, the sports
Mm-hmm.
aspect of this space. Like they should be held to that standard because how you gonna deal with the manosphere without dealing with the sports? And I like how you bring this content, you and Mace, man. You and Mace the forefront of the space, pushing the narrative of sports, man. That's what's needed. You know, let's
Mm-hmm.
get back more to men stuff and working with each other. Even angry man, how he talks about politics. You know, get back to those topics. And just in general, man, how you bring so much to the space about sports. Knowledge. Insight into different things. Basically on the topics of men. You know, you have one of the channels that do the men's fellowship to where all the
Mm-hmm.
men come on, we try to work and talk with each other.
But me and she do talk offline sometimes. So I'm not gonna tell you everything what Rashid was saying, but uh, sports and us as men talk is not being respected in these spaces. I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe I do know why, but there are men that wants to talk. There are some men's platforms they do talk about men, but it's not being how I said this. It's not being respected. See, but like I was talking about the black ball Sunday. It's all about clicks. My conversation is better than yours. Instead of like, let's embrace, especially us as men. We are very diverse. Let's embrace it. Sports is us too. No, yeah, no men's heroes. That part of our history too. And I think that there are men in these spaces, they are very, very set in their own ways. But when you set in your own ways, you're not going to grow. You're not going to grow. See, I wants to grow. I do quite. That's what my channel is so diverse. I could talk about practically everything because majority of it I live through it. So that's what it's all about, Lipton. King the God, man. If you want to get on, but before you get on, we are talking about man's heroes that inspire you. So that's what we sticking on. So what's going on, King the God? Sports, yes, sports heroes, men's sports heroes that that affect you, that inspire you. That's what we sticking on today. So salute to you, King God, King the God. I'm gonna put my email out that just for men's only, for men's only. So here it is, men's only. Let me know right now, y'all. This is men's only. And so go ahead, brother Sheen. Which name some more, please, before I continue.
Yeah,
And
like I
King the
said, man.
God, you can get on.
Even in boxing, man, there was the thing to watch Tyson fight. Then you would always go get uh that knockout
Uh-huh.
on Nintendo. You know, with the boxing, I had a cousin that had the boxing glove that you can get, and his thing was so good, man, to where he had the boxing glove. We would always play with that boxing glove. Mike Tyson knockout, man. Just in general, knowing sports, even if guys, I know guys that never played sports a day in their life, but they know all. I mean, pretty much all the people that were in the sports, man. All the different, players, name by name.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Before I name some more, King the God, if you wants to get on, my email is in the chat. Let me know you send the email, and I'm more than happy to send you a link. Do your email to come to the panel. Um, Also, oh man, oh man, let me see. There's somebody I named. Oh my goodness. Ooh, my goodness. I named Oscar Robinson. I named Karina Dutra-Bar. Um, oh, I forgot his first name, but his last name is Addis. Now, Addis, and who's Addis? He's the first black coach. Well, is he the first black coach? Yes, he is. He's the first black coach that won NBA championship. He used to play with Will Chamberlain back in the early 60s. He helped Golden State Warriors in 75 won the NBA championship. He was a coach, he was a head coach. His last name is Atlas. Like I said, he was a player that played with Will Chamberlain back in the late 60s. And guess who was the rookie back then, too? The great Robert Parrish that later on got traded to the Celtics and he went on to do great things. You know, him a legend, the Chief. So he was on that. He was on that thing, and then you got the great Rick Barry. He was on that team. White. Oh, we bad, y'all. Woo, Rick Barry could shoot. He could score. One of the underrated greats. So Rick Barry. You know, they was a shock. I forgot who they beat to the point, but they won in 75. So first black head coach that won in 75. Oh yeah, another basketball legend that he became a Hall of Fame um player and even coach. The great Lenny Wilkins. Lenny Wilkins played for Holy Cross. He's from my hometown, the Brooklyn, New York. He went to Holy Cross. I don't tell me the team he went on the NBA, but he was a great point guard. Then after that, he turned it in, and he was, I think he was a player coach back in the mid 70s. Then he went on when I had a pretty good um pretty good coach. Plus he I think it's 78. I think 78 because 78, 79. The Washington Bulls and Seattle Supersonics, they play each other back to back. So I believe in '79 he won the championship with Seattle Supersonics. So he was the second black man that won the NBA, won the championship back then. The great Lenny Wilkins and stuff like that. See, these are people you never heard of. These are people who understand. Just like the late great Frank Robinson. He won MVP. He was the first person that won MVP, the National League and America. I mean, the Triple Crown. He won the Triple Crown in the National League and the American League. The late great Frank Robinson. Need to look him up, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I'm giving you jewels, man. Because you know why? Because I respect them and I do my homework. These are guys that have strong masculinity. These are guys that have to play these apostle times of different, all types of races. Men. They was men and men. Even the one, like I said, even the one, what brother she was named men. They was men. And this, you know, you can go ahead, she man. I can go
Yeah,
on.
yeah, that was a time, like those guys they respected, man, for
Mm-hmm.
their achievements in society. Like I said, a lot of those guys were doing it low pay. They had to make a name for themselves. You know, take the Jordan story, how he came about. He wasn't that
Mm-hmm.
good in high school. He peaked in college. You know,
Mm-hmm.
just imagine if he would have never peaked in college. You know, the shoes and everything, it wouldn't be there for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true. You know, there was a
A
lot,
lot of.
lot.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, no, go.
Yeah, when we're dealing with a lot of people, man, we got to stay focused and look at the times. Then how those guys had it rough. It was situations they had to try to make ends meet or do it the way do it what was due. You know,
Okay.
a lot of
So
guys don't have that opportunity.
let me ask you a question, brother. She like as you know, as you roll around, and I just want to let you know, thanks for supporting me. Ever since we met each other, you have been a big supporter of this channel. You had take me in as your family, and I just want to let you know I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate your encouragement. To me do what I have to do. So I want to let you know, do you are greatly appreciated, and I want to thank you.
Yeah, man, no problem. Like I say, my thing is it's like good talent. A lot of people don't recognize good talent, and when you see good talent and you hear guys with the purpose, you got to stand up for them. I was talking to Nino yesterday. I was telling him the same thing. He says I promote a lot of channels and work with a lot of guys, and I tell him, you know, like if I don't, nobody else will. And my thing is that's why I told people I came up with my name. We here, because if no one's here, we here. I want to
Yeah.
represent for everybody. Kind of work for the people, man.
Yeah, but before I ask you this question, one of my godsons told me because he watched my channel too. He said, "God, that I want to ask you a question." I said, "You know different things and stuff. Why the man is not come and hear you out?" Now this is a 19-year-old fam, 19-year-old. Not put him up to watch and everything, just the job that he had little time, so he don't let me know too later on. Nikki Divine Kai, what's up, sweetie? Thanks for coming. Appreciate that. That's another dude support me too. Shout out to you. He said, why they don't come to these men? So why they don't come to these breakfast fellowship lot? Why they don't come to the mood bang? I don't son, I can't explain that to you. It's positive to me. And even his friends got on the phone. Why they don't want to support you? I said, I can't explain that. And these are young people, y'all. I said, wow. But I want to ask you this, bro. Why men do not support platforms like this? in what you see?
Do you want the honest answer?
Yeah, yeah. Hey, you
Man,
yo, that's what it's all about. This channel, honest.
too many guys on here, you know, I'm gonna be honest. They have strayed away from being a man, and you know, it's almost like if you talk about something so long, you become that. And that's why I told you I hit guys with the feeling because they've
Mm-hmm.
been so emotionally drained in this whole gender war. They don't know anything but this. And even when you have channels like this that focus on men, they don't, to an extent, don't even want to be a man to me. Because when it come down to it, I understand we have the talks, we have the understanding about stuff that's going on, but it's not going to be a topic 24/7 for me. I'm not going to deal with that 24/7. That's not going to be my whole life is to, you know, deal with this gender war versus me being a man. And it's almost like picking a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
And I talk about that struggle bond to where so many
Yeah.
people are just struggle bonding with each other, you know, trying to relate. But what
Yeah.
about the relation of you being a man and standing on purpose and principle?
Mm-hmm.
That gets lost and neglected to me that I see, from that aspect. Why we're not focusing on these key things, getting lost in the system, you know. Even, you look at the movie The Matrix. Like I said, should be tons of guys over here talking about sports, bringing back your childhood, having fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is something worth. This is something worthwhile. Something worth, willing and talking about sports. You might not be a big sports enthusiast, but you know about the game. You love the sport. Let's talk about it. Guys are just lost right now. You know,
And you know why? Go more on your point. Why they lost to too, bro? I'm 55, so I'm talking about in my age bracket. Those are the ones that really lost too. Those are the ones that some they got feelings.
yeah. I mean, when it's an issue when you're seeing 40, 50, even some 60-year-old older men sagging their pants. When was that a thing? You know, as my uncle's old as he is, you know, he laugh about it. He one
Mm-hmm.
day pulled down his pants on his waist and was sagging with his bed on. And he's like, "This cool, right? This what y'all like wearing. This is the cool thing, right? He joking and
Right.
messing around. We like, oh man, we laughing at him. And he's like, man, if I ever catch y'all wearing your pants like that, you in trouble. He said that doesn't
Mm-hmm.
show signs of a man. But then,
Yeah.
like I say, you'll have older guys dressed like that, and the younger kids think it's okay. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like what's the standard are we setting for the generation behind us? You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And also, let me and also the ladies too. Let us know who is your who which men sports hero that inspire y'all. Y'all can put that in the chat too. Ladies, we talking about the ladies too. But we gonna stick to but the men's, but this week the man's gonna be on the panel. The also then we gotta don't forget about I don't know he's still living or not, Joe Harris. Joe Harris is one of the first black quarterbacks. I believe he started for the what's that team? Pittsburgh Steelers. But after that, it didn't work out and stuff. I guess he got on drugs and stuff. But that time too, and I'm talking about the NFL, they were telling a lot of black. There was quite a few men that changed they to change their position to beat the team. Said some had done it so they could have the job, And but there are some that willing to stick to gun, like Warren Moon. Warren Moon always talk about the black quarterbacks even back then that stuck to the gun and stuff like that. Well, they Warren Moon, he was the most qualified. I think he played at Washington back in the early late 70s. Come to find out, NFL didn't think he was. They asked him to change his position. He said no. So you know what happened? He went to Canadian League. I think he played for the Montreal, something like that, and he won 5 straight cups, great cups. Then on the NFL, so he could play. Then at the time he was an older man, and he played for the Houston Oilers, and he had a pretty good career. I think he went to NFL. I think he went to 3 teams. I can't remember, but but he was like one of the first that run and shoot, strong arm, could make any throw, The late great, I mean the great Warren Moon. So they are actually, but it was a lot of them had to because it wasn't really high, position was open and stuff. So they had to feed their families. You got it, bro, she.
Yeah, I remember Warren Moon, man. It's crazy because my friend, he's actually named after him. Well, one of my friend's
Mm.
brother, one of my friend's brother, named after him. His last name is Moon. And the crazy part about that, his dad still got the tape of when it happened. Them winning the Super Bowl and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as he won, he quit, quit playing football for the league. You know, it was almost as if he was supposed to throw that game and then threw it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and that position set the tone for guys like Michael Vick. You
Mm-hmm.
know, that there was never a time when a quarterback, especially being black, was supposed to play that position because why? That was more of a thinking position. That was more of a position that was upheld for guys who, had a certain mindset. You know, and it's just crazy how this stuff is going now. You know, now I just have no words for it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna wait for like about maybe another 5 minutes. If nobody will not come, we're gonna close this out. But obviously there was one more. Then let's not forget about Tony Dungy was the first black coach to won the Super Bowl, and then also he played against another black coach named Lovey Smith. They both was coaching together, I believe, in Tampa Bay and stuff like that. But they play against each other in the Super Bowl. It was Indianapolis Colts against Chicago Bears, and they were sad though because I ain't got because you want both of them to succeed, but one of them has to succeed. So Lovey Smith and Prince PA, what's good? Glad you came. Glad you came, bro. This is about men's. I'm talking about the men's. We want to ask y'all, who is your men's sports hero that inspire y'all to be what you want to be right now and everything. So we just want to get to that and everything. Prince Pierre, if you want to get on the panel, go up on the chat. There goes my email right there. Send me an email out. Put whatever you want. Then I send you an email to get on the panel because I'm not gonna be here long. So I'm not gonna. I gotta make a call. So I can stay a few more minutes. So if you're gonna get on, this is a good time to get on right now and stuff like that. So that's what we talk about right now. There is somebody, and then we cannot forget about the late great Nolan Richardson. You know he was. Do you know he was the first coach that won the junior national championship, NIT, and the national championship. Do you know that, bro? He probably stepped out. Yeah, the
Nah,
late great.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was the first coach did that. Yeah, the late great Nolan Richardson. He got in the Hall of Fame, I believe 2012. As we already know, John Thompson won he was the first black coach who won the national college championship back in '84 and stuff like that. And that was big then too, because that was during the time they were saying the black man can't coach. We was always under scrutiny anyway for decades before and stuff. And there is another all-time great. His name is Coach McClendon. Coach McClendon back in the days, we talking about decades ago. He the one that invented the fast break. Coach McClendon. But they got, I think they voted him they voted him. It's a slap in the face to me. A slap in the face. They voted him in the Baseball National Hall of Fame as a contributor instead of the coach. They named him as a contributor, and to me, that's a slap. That was a slap in the face, man. He won over 500 some games in his career. He invented the fast break. Coach McClendon. Yeah, look that up. I'm telling y'all, look it up. Then you got the late great John Chaney. He was a long time. I mean, he played. I mean, he coached other teams, but he's a Temple legend. Coach at Temple. You know, always wake his the players up to work out and stuff. But he teach them how to be a man. He loved. He was well loved, and he loved his players. You know, he loved his players. I mean, he was giving them tough love, but he loved his players. He fought for them. You know. The late great John Chaney, man. He's excellent coach too. Defense is always lethal, man. You see these coaches back then, they was two-way players too. I mean, there was two-way coaches. They could coach the offense and even defense, man. You know, even the late great Nolan Richardson. I'm telling you, look it up, y'all. I'm telling y'all, look this stuff up. Tell y'all. We had great men that changed, that transformed sports, and it's not being mentioned. It's not being mentioned. Not being mentioned at all. You know, and we got to put some respect on it and everything. You know, we're gonna close this out and everything. Brother Sheed, if you're there, make your last remarks, please. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, when it come down to it, this should be a everyday talk in this space. We should have more talks like this and work with each other, and then remembering the whole thing is to be a man and to deal with this aspect of sports, politics, strength and growth, dealing with family, and that was like one of the things when you were younger to get those pair of pants, Back in the day, the boys wore the shorts, To get those pair of slacks, that's when you start moving into manhood. That kind of rite of passage is lost, Watching sports with your dad is starting to be lost. I'm in with that.
Oh, so all right, stay right there. So, hold on, she stay right there a few minutes. Okay. All right, hold on, PA. Dang. I don't know why my stuff be coming in late and everything. Hold on, PA. I can stick up another. Okay. Hold on, bro. Gotta give me some time, bro. Gotta give me some time. Okay. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, brother Pierre, make it quick. I just send the link out. You should get it. So when you get it, come on. I can stay just a few more minutes because, like I said, I got to make an important phone call. So I got to take care of that. But I can get in just at least about maybe 5-10 more minutes, less than that. Then I got to go. So I'm waiting for you to get on. So you make your contribution. Then we're going to close this out. and everything. Brother C, you can stay on too. You want so come on right now. Come on right now, Prince Pierre. So yeah, the thing is and also all right, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, what's going on? Number one grinder. What's going on, the brother in the with the hat on, man? I see you over
That
there.
that's brother Sheet. That's brother Sheet.
What's up, brother She? What's going on, everybody? Yeah, I was
Okay,
listening to you. You was talking about. So you said you talking about what player,
no,
legend,
no,
or
no.
something like that.
No,
Go
no, no,
ahead.
no, 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 no. No, what I'm talking, I'm asking you, which male heroes, which men sports heroes that inspire you?
Hmm. I say shoot. Far as probably, yeah, that's a little tough. 'Cause I don't really look
You
at the
can name
players.
either one. Name either one you want.
Oh shit! I mean, Emmett is one of my guys because of how I've learned about his how I learned about him when he got drafted and him and Michael Irvin was in the room. It was in the dormitory at a training camp.
Mhm.
Uh, that was they was in Austin. They was in Austin at the time. He said Emmett was writing something on a piece of paper. Michael Irvin said, "Let me see that. Let me see that. Let me see that." And Emmett said, "Oh man, all right, here you go. I'll let you know." And he looked up and he said, "All time leading rusher." And Michael said, "Man, you crazy. You ain't ran a yard in this league. You crazy, man." And Emmett said, we'll see how crazy we is." Again, he became all time leading rusher. So he the one of them guys that inspired me to understand that write your goals down, and work steady hard at what you do. You can reach the levels you want. Like it meant, like they say, yeah, Barry Sanders is better than me. But at the end of the day, I'm still the all-time leading rusher by the numbers. I'm still the all-time leading rusher. That was my goal. So he taught you how to set your goals up. So yeah, Emmett is one of my favorite guys. Yeah, he inspired me a lot.
Okay,
Hmm.
I hear that. I hear that. So anybody else that you can think it
Uh,
be it could be any sport now that
yeah, it could
inspire
be in the
you.
spot. Yeah, man. Shoot, I'm trying to think. Trying to see, man. Because I kind of compartmentalize myself from the sports world like that, so I don't look at them as heroes. I look at people that was more in my life. It was my heroes and sheroes and things like that. So because of course Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying, for what he went through and how he stood up and how he was and what he endured, how he was able to, probably the most mentally tough boxer of all time, how he fought Ken Norton, got his jaw broken the first round, and they was still able to fight the whole fight in a
Mm.
decision. So he was able to come up against adversity. Um, you know, that's probably it, really. Them two guys. There's some other
Okay.
guys, that I like, but I don't think they inspired me, but I like them.
Okay.
You know.
Cool.
Hmm.
Cool. Cause you know what? I think I'm a, right. Me, brother She. Let me ask y'all too. Do you think this should be a part two?
Yeah, I think it should be a part two. Yeah, because we didn't
Oh,
even talk about Joe Jackson, Joe
right.
Johnson.
Right. Exactly. I think we're gonna be a part
Hmm.
two. I think it's gonna be a part two, but we're gonna see it. Cause like I noticed that when I do this, when I do the breakfast live, ain't that many men that come at this time. So what I'm gonna might have to do, I'm gonna have I might put it on the underrated men's talk. It's gonna be like late afternoon, early night, and that's gonna be like part two. And so what I'm doing, like what I'll do in my lives and stuff, I'm gonna promote this. So this gonna be a continuation of men sports heroes that inspire as men. So what I'm saying like this, I'm letting the men know that listening in the clouds, I will gonna set this up. I don't know when maybe I'm gonna try to pull out before the weekend is out. And I'm gonna tell the time. It's gonna be towards like late afternoon, early night, or who knows? It might be prime time, 9 o'clock. So I'm put along those times. I'm gonna put it up there. So I'm looking for a lot more men to participate because this is because we like brother. See, we ain't Jack Johnson. We ain't mentioned
Right.
Joe Louis. Then that's boxing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we ain't with your Edwin Moses. You know, so we ain't mentioned a lot. So brother PA, last remarks, please.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, the main thing about, you know what I'm saying, being inspired by a sports guy, you know, it's a little bit of personality gonna gravitate you toward him, knowing his work ethic, knowing his struggle, how he got there, and how he persevered. That's kind of really the story of him. You know, like you said, you got some guys with some personalities out there that inspires. I mean, I can see a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, would be inspired by a Floyd Mayweather. How his goal was to be the greatest businessman in boxing, you know what I'm saying, and how he's able to elevate. And now look what he's doing with Tank. With Tank, you got Tank as the next pay-per-view guy. Oh, speaking of Tank, man, the other side, the YT side, man. You know who they want Tank to fight next, right?
I don't want to talk about him, please, man.
Who that?
No,
I
it
don't
ain't.
want to talk about.
It ain't who you think it is. It ain't. It ain't. It ain't.
Who
That. It,
who? Tell
they,
the people, please.
oh man, you know I caught Teddy Atlas, man, and his homeboy. They want Lomachenko in the ring with Tank. That's what they want. They say
No,
they'll
no,
pay
no,
five. They say they'll pay $500 for that
no.
pay per view.
No, not Loma Chico. Come on now. Come on now. No,
Hey,
not Loma Chico.
hey man,
No.
hey,
Yo,
all I'm
Tank is a.
saying, they want to pay. They say they'll
I
pay
know.
for it.
All right, they pay for it, and I'm just saying, Lomachenko, yo. I know you beat the Japanese guy. I know you beat him real good in the later rounds. Yo, Lomachenko. Listen what the number one grinder say. Yo, what you need to do, you need to concentrate on Telefino. Concentrate on
Oh,
him.
yeah, that's
No,
what he. Yeah, that's what he need to concentrate on. But that's what the old media. That's
no.
what the
Media,
white media want. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
all
why I
right,
said
white
Teddy
media.
Atlas and his
All right,
homeboys want that
white
fight.
media. So y'all want to lose your money, white media, right? All right, keep
That
on
is.
talking that Jonathan Tank. Keep on thinking that Lomo is your hope. And I'm being nice. I know what you up to, white media. You want Lamashika to be part of your hope. But I'm just saying like this though. Tombstones is gonna come after y'all. Tank is not playing. All right,
Hey
so
man. Hey
we
man.
want to play. I'm telling you right now, I will bang on this. You bet. You heard it from brother Pierre, and brother Pierre
All right.
in this field. So when I take his word for it, I actually hear it too. So you heard it first on the number one grinder channel. So I'm just listen, Tony Atlas, listen now. I know you know boxing,
Yeah,
but
you know.
I think you really see the knockout that he put on Santa Cruz and when he said I miss you, mommy, and you see what he did about. So I'm just saying, y'all, listen. I know you're running out of hopes and everything.
Hey man,
I
keep
get
bringing
it.
them. Keep bringing them so Heyman and Ellaby and Floyd and Tank can get money. Keep bringing them. They pay. Floyd has made $100 million off that bullshit. So this is gonna be
I'm just saying.
sanctioned licensed fight. Lomachenko is your hope. I ain't got no problem with Loma, but
All
he
right,
don't have a
Lomo.
chance in hell.
Lomo, okay, Lomo. Listen, listen to me, Lomo. Listen, I know that you concentrate on Talafino, okay?
Yeah.
Please concentrate on him because, yo, listen, Tank is a different breed.
Different
Stop.
breed.
He's a different breed, man. He's on
Hey
another
man.
level. Now, listen. I know. See, like I said, and you know, brother Sheed, I want you to get into it before we close. I know what you're trying to do because you're running out of your own hopes, and I'm being nice. You're running out of your own hopes,
Coach. I told
but
everybody. I told everybody that Tank is baby Tyson. No, he ain't. Hold up. Hold up. Tank
he's
want to
still.
fight 3 times. Hold on. Tank say he finna fight in October. He said his goal is to fight 3 times a year. Last box used to do that shit. That was
That's
Tyson
very
back in the
rare,
day.
and that's rare too. And at that time, they was fighting 15 rounds.
Hmm.
All right, okay,
I
okay.
want to see him. I want
Go
to
ahead.
see him go after my boy on that exhibition that he did out here in Decatur against Brian Norman Jr. What was a closed event where nobody couldn't speak on.
Mm.
I seen the tape.
Mm. Mm.
They
Oh.
wanted to keep quiet about that, but I seen the tape. Then they start putting out the videos. Oh, he hurt his nose. Look at the bridge on his nose. And Tank had to come in there and show off the footwork, and his wrist wasn't messed up. You could hit a certain way with a bad wrist. That's all I want to put out there. You know.
Okay. Okay.
Well,
I'm
man, that's a
good.
guy. It's always, the key to this boxing game, man. Is always a guy, man. It's always a guy that can get you. You know what I'm
So
saying? So
so okay. Brother Pierre,
go ahead.
I want you to tell me if I'm right again. Going by what you say, okay? If I'm wrong, correct me, okay?
Go ahead.
Okay. Now, brother Pierre, in his field, that you hear first on the Underrated Darkness show, that is chirp that now Lemashiko is chirping that they willing to pay and fight against Tank. Am I
Yeah, his
right?
pundit. I won't say Loma saying it. His pundits, his
Oh, his pun. All
fans.
right,
Yeah,
his
yeah,
pundits, his
yeah,
pundits, right? All right, we gonna
yeah,
say
right.
his pundits is putting it
Yeah,
out there. His
yeah, his
pundits is putting it
pundits.
out there, and you know
Yeah,
what? I believe Pierre because Pierre being here in this field. So here you go again. His pundits put it out there.
yeah.
They willing to put up, and
They
I
say
want to
they'll
see that
pay
fight.
five. They say they'll pay 500. Floyd, Floyd, and the PBC and Showtime could put that money at $500 per pay-per-view. They'll pay. That's what the dude said. I pay $500 to see this fight on pay-per-view. So whoa, wait. The world love Teddy Atlas. The world love, them folk love him. I ain't got no problem with Teddy. Ain't what it is. I ain't got no problem with him, but I ain't no fan of him.
No,
He
I'm
got
not
some
either. Well,
issues.
you know, hey, listen,
You
listen, listen,
know,
listen, listen, listen.
he's
Let
a
me tell you
great
something.
trainer. I give him some credit.
Yeah, I
He
give you
trained some
credit.
good
I
fighters.
give you credit. You know, you're a great trainer, and I
Mm.
ain't nothing wrong that that Tank
But you,
put somebody in another tombstone. You know,
yeah,
hey, look, hey, ain't no problem to me. You know what I mean? Why not? Another tombstone to Tank.
well,
You know, for Tank, I don't
hey,
care.
hey,
Yo, no,
if you trying to put Tank on Floyd Mayweather numbers, and you want to put Tank in the Mike Tyson numbers and pay-per-views, and y'all want to make him one of the greatest pay-per-view acts of all time. I mean, we're glad that I'm a Tank supporter. I cover Tank, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my favorite. Now today, that's my favorite boxer in today's game right now. That little motherfucker gonna go in there and knock your head off. He coming in
so
there to get you. You know what I'm saying? He's
I
coming to give
listen.
you some entertainment.
Listen. I don't mind that he grind. Get him the number one grinder knockout. Listen. I don't care. You know, that'll make it different. Matter of fact, I can tell you this, y'all. If Tank fights Lomachenko, I will find something to fix real nice for the fight.
Hmm.
All I'm just saying, just hit me up with a little cash shot. That's all I'm saying.
Hey,
That's
now
all I'm
who's
saying.
now you want to know who's talking about wanting to fight Tank? it is Mr. Devin Haney.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I heard
Devin
that
Haney.
too.
Yeah, Devin Haney the one want to smoke. But you want to say who looking for him? Who don't have no problem getting in the ring with him? It is that man. That man said he ain't ducking. He ain't ducking nothing. So if you just want to get to a boxer, because he got asked that on, on Arcade TV, man.
Yeah,
That's like the
yeah.
Haney
I,
channel.
I got you. I got you. Yeah, you ain't say no more. I know it is.
Yeah, I know who it
I
is.
I know it is. I'm,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm just saying. Look. Nah. We. I'm gonna say one last thing, and brother C, you
yeah.
can
We're gonna.
say whatever. Well, no, I want you to stay there. I want to stay there, bro, because I like us to close out, and I want us to close out like that together. But okay, there these are fighters back then that did call out Tank and didn't work well. I'm being nice. Didn't work. Didn't work well. Then that Santa Cruz. He's not really asking for a rematch. Okay. I'm just saying Tank already proven that he can go through late rounds and knock you out and put people sleep and he did the sad and what's so scary about he's getting better and better boxing and he set up he's not waddies he set up his punches and the thing about y'all keep on forget about that left hand he got a wicked right hand too. Oh, he hit you with the uppercut. Oh no! Please, listen. Lead that man, Lomachenko. I understand. Listen, there are certain things in life that you could conquer, but there are some things in life that I believe you just do not touch. Don't play with Tank, please. And he's dedicated. Now, come on, leave that man alone, man. Listen, talk nice to him. You know what I'm saying? Yo, he's one of the. You know what I'm saying? Because you get in there, because you see what he did to Bounce. So I'm saying, Lomachenko, all that train that Teddy At's going to do to you, it ain't gonna work. I'm telling you. No, please, but Lomachenko, please listen, concentrate, please. Listen. No, Talafino. That's all you need concern on, please. All right.
Yeah, go get that. Go get that back.
Yeah, get that back, right? I want y'all to look at this. See, get Talafino right here, right? You right, you a Talafino. I get it, right? No, you don't. You a little under because Talafino got championship. See, you get Talafino. Now, then you really gotta think about Tank. See, you see this? That's whole nother level now. You gotta really think about it now, cause we talking about ICU, but we talking about you pissing blood out and your body breaking up and everything and certain functions the rest of your life it's not gonna like work right. And I'm just saying that but you please, it's just turfing, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. Turfing. Anything you want to add on, brother C, before we close out? Man, it's crazy.
Nah, I'm good, man. I'm good.
So it's going to be a part two to this, but most likely it's going to be an underrated men's talk. I'm trying to work it out and everything else, and also me and brother C go do a special men's talk, and we going to talk about um how certain sports is being disenfranchised of the black kids coming up. We're gonna work on that too. So look out for that too. And then we're gonna add on men after that too. But me and him, he's gonna be my special guest and he's gonna talk about this. So I'm urging men and women to please pay attention because there are this franchise of all levels is happening in sports that we don't know talk about. And then sad thing about it again, the black we are excluded out. they've deliberately been doing it for years. So we gonna talk. We have to get to the nitty gritty. And brothers, we have to talk about it. It cannot be about politics. Can't be about this no more. We got to talk about sports. Sports and politics does come together, but we have to talk about it because this is a serious problem because it could play a psychological on your kids. Even it could play a psychological problem when we older too. So we have to talk about it. We just cannot just turn away no more. So we have to be more diverse and talk about it like this. So I want to thank Brother Sheed, Brother Pierre. It's going to be a part two, y'all, but it's going to be on the underrated men's talk, not this. It's going to be underrated because it's going to be towards like maybe late afternoon, early night, or maybe prime time, 9 o'clock p.m. Don't know yet, but I'm gonna work it out. Don't worry, I'm gonna work it out. I'm gonna put it out there. So, men, watch out for that. Watch out for that. On behalf of my channel, the Underrated Doctors, yours truly, the #1 grinder. Thanks for my brother Rashid, Brother Sheed, and my brother PA. Thanks for the heads up on that. I want he's not lying when he talk about that. I want you to look it up because most likely in the boxing probably this week. And Brother Pierre, we're going to get you on the boxing day too. We're going to go more on that too because that is very, very important too. And please, if you're going to travel, family, make sure you travel in groups to your destination or home. If you travel by yourself, take extra precaution. Please take extra precaution because this is out there in this climate is very crazy. Until next time, good afternoon. Thank y'all so much. This the last of the last of this day, the Underrated Men's Breakfast Fellowship Live. Part 2 be very soon. Until next time, be safe out there. But this one is Ghost.
Peace.